Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 33 of the Super Mega Riftbound Podcast. We're starting to get into the depths of the Vendetta season, and we had a lot of tournaments last weekend that Ghael and I are going to go over this week. Stay tuned and enjoy. Hello, everyone. Like I said in the intro, episode 33, no Eli this week. He is unfortunately out sick, but it is Ghael and I. We get to talk about a lot of competitive stuff, a lot of format stuff that happened this past weekend.
Without Eli yapping it up too. Look at that.
You don't have we just get Ghael's negativity, or not negativity. What's the word? Realism towards the meta.
Yeah.
Eli, because it's always you two. Eli brings like the could happen. You bring the is happening.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, last week in Riftbound, Ghael, how was your last week in Riftbound?
My last week in Riftbound was pretty good. I went out to Nexus Nights. Well, I say Nexus Nights. I went to one. I haven't gotten any skirmishes. If we had skirmishes near us,
there was one on Monday night, and there was like a one or two over this past weekend.
I need to go out to some skirmishes, but I've not gone to any. I went to a single Nexus Night and had a good time. 3-0'd that Nexus Night, which was cool. Mainly just been preparing for Milwaukee, which will be this weekend. Getting ready for that all happening, which will be super excited. I'm pretty excited for Milwaukee. It's the biggest showdown to date currently.
Spire's bigger. Spire's at 628, so Milwaukee hasn't surpassed Spire yet. It will get there. It will, because there's gonna be a lot of Day of Sinus, but currently it's the biggest one in North America. That's for sure.
Yeah, we should definitely get above. Are we calling it Spire? I always say it looked like a Spare.
Oh, well, Spire.
Whatever. Germany.
Yeah.
We should reach over the Germany one, which will be pretty exciting. So I'm pretty excited for that. I'm hoping to get top 4 to get my second RC invite, so me and the wife can go up to Germany.
Yeah, that should be fun. My last week in Riftbound was, again, Nexus Night. It was last night. I went 2-1 with LeBlanc. My only loss was to a Yi, which... The decrees are interesting because they just take my watchers away. So that's something I have to get used to playing around. But I learned from my mistakes and took my watchers out, actually, and put Safety Inspector in, and that won me one of my games.
I don't know if that's the solution.
Well, it's either that or Galio has now made a little return into LeBlanc. It's either that, but...
I'm pretty sure the solution to, they can steal my watcher is not... I'm gonna never have watcher. I feel like this not maybe the solution.
Well, it worked, so we'll see. It worked in that one game, in one 2-game sample size. But anyways, I've just been focused on. Actually, my cube has been my big focus this past week.
Oh yeah.
I have like 2 fat stacks of cards. Like this whole stack right here is all my epics, my legends, and some of the battlefields I've pulled out. So hopefully we'll be able to get at least that done with what I have today, and then over like the next week or so, like fill in like those last epics. Like I don't have a time warp. I don't have some.
Are you getting T1 cards in that queue?
No, I'm not. I didn't get it. Don't bring it up, Ghael.
I didn't either.
It's so sad.
I didn't get it either.
Yeah. Well, like we were talking before this. Like, what's the actual number of people that? Because obviously they tweeted out that they got rid of 60% of the entrants that were bots. And then they were still like 40% of the field left to get it. So probably still a very big number. They said it was the biggest drawing to date, which I'm not surprised by. So the odds are very minute.
Against you.
Yeah.
Very against you.
You also have the fact that there are going to be some people who just don't claim it in the 24 hours, which if you don't, I don't feel any remorse to you. I hate to say it, but I don't. Like you missed your shot, but hopefully there will be some stuff that goes out over the next couple of days for people that aren't claiming it. Maybe they forgot or they just didn't see the email.
There is also the non-signature bundle, which I
that
don't
is
think
true.
They're not doing a raffle for that one. You can just get that one, as far as I know.
I don't believe it's this artwork though. Is it this artwork?
It's slightly different.
It's like it's all the same. Yeah, it's like the players bundle, right? That's what they're calling it. Yeah.
The artwork is different, and the UI is the same, correct?
Yeah, I think it's like the UI of the signature cards.
Yeah,
like that design. Yeah, I think that sounds right. I'm not sure if it's textured or not. I would bet they are. They could also not be. My betting is they would be, but who knows?
Unsure.
But if I do get that, yes, that will go in the queue. But my
There you go.
hope, the goal one day is to have everything like max rarity, but that will be a goal that is preceded and finished probably like 10 years in the future. When I have the money to buy all those over numbers, because like I've Heist a Legend in there, and that over number is expensive as hell.
That is.
But yeah, it's fun. It's been fun to make, been fun to cook up. I'm gonna bring it to LA to be able to do maybe a few rounds with it, and then hopefully get a local run with it with like 8 people in the future, just to test it out, see how it's going. But yeah, besides that, it's just been focused on, well, okay. Here's and then we'll get into this in a second. My big debate in the last week has been, do I stick with Kennen, or is LeBlanc? Am I going back to LeBlanc? Because people have started to say Kennen's going to be banned after Barcelona. We've seen all the results this past weekend.
People are crazy.
So, well, this is our local community I'm talking about. So
if someone thinks that a piece of Kennen's going to get banned after Bars, they're kind of.
I think it'll happen after Singapore, if anything. That's my bet.
What's the span between Singapore and LA?
We have basically a weekend in between all of them. So we go Barcelona.
We're not getting anything banned.
That was like my gut reaction, because it's just like I feel like it's too close between all of these RCs.
It's not.
Or RQs.
There'll be no changes. They've told us that if they ever banned something, it would be 2 weeks before a major event.
Quick stoppage in the video. This is editing Teddy coming in real quick. We realize I said the wrong date in this section of the whole ban discussion. There are actually 3 weeks between Singapore and LA, so there could be discussions for bans depending on how Kennen does these 2 tournaments. So just want to clarify that. But besides that, enjoy the rest of the episode, everyone. Yeah, okay. I did not know that, but there's no
way where anything's getting banned after Barcelona.
Well, that was my big discussion is like, because we've seen what Kennen's done, and if I have the results pulled up, I believe I looked, and all of the top 8s out of these 5 events, there's 40 top 8 decks. 15 of them were Kennen, so nearly half. The big thing between Kennen and Draven is Draven just swept everything. The ones Kennen didn't win were this is the Germany one where Rocklo won with Azir. We all know Rocklo is great on Azir, and then I believe Gen G, which is a very small showdown, but I still wanted to include it. Was won by Rengar, which we've seen was won by RMDIJET. No clue who that is, but congrats if you're listening. But the other, we obviously saw Ottawa won by Prismat, but that's more Prismat.
Also not Kennen.
Yeah, not Kennen. So that was my first question before we start diving into this. People have said it's going to be Rasa. I've heard some people say Starcross. Starcross never gets banned, because then Elder Dragon and Aurora just becomes the best deck in format, or one of. And so you said nothing, which I'm curious to hear like more thoughts on why you don't think. What is your thoughts between like the difference between this and Miracle Draven?
Well, I just said that nothing's going to get banned because of the time between.
You still think something should get banned?
It's kind of too early to tell for me on that. Like, I don't know if it's necessary. I think Kennen is markedly more fair than Miracle Draven ever was. Considerably more fair than Miracle Draven ever was. So I don't think it's like a gameplay pattern problem for Kennen. I think he's probably a little too strong, sure. But I don't know if it's crazy over the line yet to me.
Yeah.
I do think that it's possible to ban Raza. I think that card has been consistently problematic every single time. So I think that's a fair ban, if anything. I'm still down to ban Last Rites. I think Last Rites is the problem. But a lot of Kennen can still happen without Last Rites, so
yeah. I think, well, the thing with it, like, is say Rasa gets banned, then people are gonna just start moving to a more control-y version of Kennen, I feel like. I feel like the Miracle one that we saw, one of the, I don't know if this came out of one of these events, but we saw that like the Tailcloak Matriarch with Tornado Warrior Kennen is starting to become more popular. I think that's a new thing from this past weekend. But if we take a look at, we'll start with is this Germany? This is Germany. So this is the biggest showdown we've had to date. A fourth of the size of what an
RQ is.
Yeah. So this one was, I think, the biggest one that stuck out to people. Was there 5 of top 8 was Kennen? But then Azir won. Rocco won. If you take a look at Azir these days, it is kind of the same thing. You have all of the 1-drop gear, brutalizers, be a swordsman, 1 hand hammer, and then all of your buff spells and death grips and everything. Very consistent. I don't know if much has changed here. If you're new to the game and you're listening and you want to play a deck, play Azir, because this is a very straightforward deck and I think can do very well.
Yeah, looks very solid. Nothing's really changed from Azir. Azir's just always been pretty decently good.
I did want to bring up this Yi Aurelia deck. The thing that I've been hearing a lot of with Yi, and I'm curious to know your thoughts on it, Ghael. People are going back and forth between whether they want Aurelia in the main or Green Akali in the main. Personally, if I was playing it, I like Green Akali better than Aurelia. I understand why people are playing Aurelia, because some matchups the might can do a lot better, being able to innately have that +2, and then you can start buffing it and getting more things. So curious to know your thoughts on Yi Aurelia and how this changes things if you put Green Akali in.
It's just Camel. You don't run either though. Just play the Camel. The Camel's still better.
I guess it's fair, but I think people say Camel and then they're like, oh, Akali. If you're defending alone, Camel's better. But if you're attacking, yeah. But if you're attacking, the Green Akali also has the +2. I still don't think
you should not have issues attacking with all these other cards that you have.
No, that's very true. I think the newest additions to Yi is Onslaught. Give a unit +6 this turn, then you can flow it back. It's a very good card. It's a 1-of because you can flow it, and then if it gets burned, it's still there. From some reason, you have Rampage, which is the new challenge. Don't have to recycle for that, and then Twilight Shroud to be able to protect your things from pretty much anything that is going to come down. I think this is still. I haven't seen many of local Yi players playing this yet, but I think it'll make its way in. Alpha Strike is coming in. All of this Crumbling Sands, Decrees, Repulses.
That's 1 decree, sir. It's a singular decree.
Sorry, it is a decree, but people are the counts of decrees are differentiating between certain decks. Aurelia, not really surprised to see that. 2 Aurelias, 1 Aurelia. Moving on, this was Auckland, 301 players.
And this one was won by Kennen.
This was won by Kennen. I haven't actually looked at this. Okay, so this is Harrowing. This is Harrowing. This is the Baron Harrowing build. I don't like the Baron Harrowing build, to be honest with you. I don't have either of those cards, even in my sideboard, which some people say is crazy. But this deck, holy cow, holy 1-ofs.
You just get to play all the 1-ofs.
I know. It's a toolboxy deck, and it makes sense. But yeah, you have Forbidding Waste, Minefields on Warrens. Thoughts on a deck that's considering all these 1-ofs versus Kennen decks that are having more 3-ofs?
Well, that's the thing when you play against Kennen, is it's all just a bunch of random cards put into the pile. You sit down in front of a Kennen, you're like, okay, they got 3 Razes, they got 3 stack decks, they got 3 Lightning Rushes, and then from there, you're just like, all right, time to figure out what the rest of the deck is.
Yeah.
And that's the most obnoxious thing, because there's not really any straight consistency from Kennen decks at the moment. So you kind of just have to sit down and check their trash every single time something happens to try to build up in your head what they're playing and getting there, because they just get to play whatever BS that they want to at any given point.
Yeah. And if you look in the sideboard here, it's just a ton of 1-ofs besides the 2 Decree of Unities for the Mirror, whatever, Purple Madness, but they have Vex, Divine Judgment, Downwell. So very toolboxy Kennen build here. Other than that, this top 8 included 2 Azir, a Diana, 3 more Kennens, and a Rengar. Nothing. I'm curious to see what Diana.
Where's the Diana? Yeah, I want to see the Diana.
So this Diana, obviously blue Diana. This is not Swain Diana. Never thought that deck was actually going to be good, but it's still fun. Obviously,
It
you
was
have
fun.
the patched Porobots to trigger off the Hue, and then again, just a ton of spells. Over half the deck is spells, digging through to find everything. You have the Fizz. 3 Vex Apathetics main board, which I find interesting to say the least. It's very easy sideboard deck if you don't need it, but I'm curious to know your thoughts on 3 Vex is main board versus like 2 in the main, 1 inside, or having them more inside than this.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot. It's not very helpful right now, legitimately. Because we look at what decks can run it, or like what decks it's good into. It's like, sure, there's some Rengar amount, but even like it does hurt Rengar, like that's it. But the rest of it's like this card's not doing much into Kennen at all, for example. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we can have 3 of this card that's like pretty much dead into Kennen. It's dead into Azir. And it's like only marginal into Yi.
Yeah.
So it's like really awkward to be playing at the moment. Like I know people look at it, they're like, "Oh, Rek'Sai and Rengar were both really high," and it's like, sure.
But I don't know how many people are going to be like sleeving that up because I don't think Rek'Sai is going to win anything. Obviously, Rengar can. I think Rengar can. I think Rek'Sai can squeak into a top 8, but I still
Rek'Sai
think.
was like 60% win rate.
I
I mean,
mean, that's
Rek'Sai
not
has
too
a pretty
bad.
high win rate.
It's not too bad. I still personally don't think it's going to be anything super special, but I still think it's a very high rolly deck, and when the high rolly decks win, they do very well. So I think Rex Cipher is being more defined now that people are playing it. The one card I do want to highlight is Gust. I feel like Diana is one of the only decks that's playing Gust these days, and I feel like Gust is still great, but people are starting to take it out, and I think it needs to be put back into purple decks
Gust
because
is always good. People
I know,
always sleep on Gust for some reason.
and like people sleep on it, and then it comes back, and then people realize, oh my gosh, why are people like? That's why for personally for me, LeBlanc is in such a great position in the meta because Gust is just being not like it's not a threat to LeBlanc right now. And like Kennen isn't playing it. And I don't know. It's very interesting to see like the whole debacle with Gust and how that works. So the Gust going second is still great. 2-drop and then hold up Gust. So
I mean, that's like the worst way to play Gust.
that's true, but it's still a possibility. But yeah, this was Auckland. Actually, it was really cool to see Dana Fisher, who is, if you guys know who Dana Fisher is, 16-year-old Magic creator who is then now come to Riftbound. Cool seeing her up there. I don't recognize any of these names. I didn't really recognize any of the names in top 8. Oh, King Louis TCG, if you know who that is, I recognize him. But then obviously Rocklo being the biggest name to come out of Germany. Moving on to our last Showdown Series, last in-person event. We have Genji. This was only 128 people, but Ghael, look what made top 8. We have a Lilia. Obviously, I don't know where your deck is at. I don't know how well you can read this right now.
Oh, I see it. It's pretty bad.
What are your thoughts on this Lilia list?
Nah, I don't like it.
Why not?
We got Watchers. What are these doing here?
You and your Watchers. Why don't you like Watchers? Or I don't know Lilia obviously like you do. Is Watchers not it for Lilia? Are you playing Sprite Queen? Or is it Sprite Mother? No, Sprite Queen is the big one. Yeah.
This looks super weird. What's in the sideboard?
Double decrees, 2 decrees of focus and insight. A lilting.
Oh, this list is also just hoping that they never see Vex too, for what it's worth.
I guess that's fair.
Their unit count is super low. And nothing here is helping into Vex either. So, like, this deck in particular is just hoping that they don't hit Vexes. What was their matchups? You see their matchups? Was this the one that hit all the Rek'Sais? I think it was.
How do you see their matchups?
I don't know.
It's a scroll? No.
I don't remember. But I think this was the one that hit like 4 Rek'Sais.
Oh, well, yeah. Then that's just
In which case,
great.
it's like, yeah, you can kind of do whatever you want with Lilia, and you'll beat
Yeah.
Rek'Sai.
You got back off, you got sprite bursts, and then you just bring in the singularity from the side. Singularity in the main. Black Frame Altar, Dusk Rose, and Seat of Power as your battlefield. So yeah, that was probably my biggest standout from one of these. But obviously, this is just a matchup. This could be just a matchup lottery deck.
I'm pretty
In
sure.
top eight.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure they hit like 4 Rek'Sais, if I remember, like 3 or 4. So they had like a ton of good matchups going into it.
I'm curious to know if we go to win rate matrix, we find Rek'Sai. We find where's Lilia? Yeah, right. three matches. So there's literally like maybe one Lilia played, I think, at this, and it was 3 matches, and they won all 3 of them. So
There's
you
only
were right.
one Lilia. This was the only Lilia.
I think so.
I mean,
Meta breakdown. Here we go.
Yeah, if they were the only Lilia, then yeah.
There might be 2 Lilia. There were 2 Lilia.
Yeah, okay.
But let's see. Now we need to do some Lilia. We come here, and then that's just Lilia in general. Anyways, but
there was a way to check the matchups with that. What I remember.
I know there probably is. I'm not matchup analysis maybe. Oh, here we go.
No, that's just the general one.
Oh, it's just general one. The matchups for the.
Wait, who had the biggest ties? That's kind of interesting. Go to matchup analysis? No, go to matchup analysis. Find the ties. What's the biggest tie?
Vi.
What the heck is happening here?
Vi split with Azir, Draven, and Jhin.
That's crazy.
Interesting.
Renekton.
I think there's only one Renekton, and then Renekton went 1-5 and 1 best of. Or maybe that's not how that works. Maybe that's not how that works. I don't even know.
It is how that works, yeah. You can get best of from 1-5.
Well, I know that. I'm saying I don't know if that was they played just 6 matches and lost all of them. But anyways, enough about Gen G. Moving on to Runes and Rift. Ghael, you played in this one. Oh, your deck's not on here. It's just top 8.
I bubbled at 9. I was 9th.
How does your tournament go?
There were 4 people that bubbled. There were 4 people at X1 that bubbled out. That was half of the X1 crew, by the way.
How many X1s are there? Were there? 4?
There were 8.
There were 8, no, and then 8. And the other 4 were undefeated, I assume.
The other 4, yeah, the other 4 all ID'd together. Yeah. So the top 4 ID'd all together, and then we had 8. They had 4 slots for 8 people, and I bubbled at 9th.
So what were your matchups like?
I was fine. I was against a Rek'Sai, an Irelia, a Yi, a Victor, a Diana, and something else that I don't remember.
How many rounds were there?
Like 6 rounds, I think.
121 players, not too bad.
Yeah, there's like 6 players. I messed up in my game into Diana. I got a little greedy. I remember like that one was pretty much my fault. I also let them take back an action. So there's actually drama with this. Okay, here I lost a set because I let a Diana take back an action. They paid with their Diana Legend when they moonfalled my unit into Targon's. I had nothing up, so there's nothing I can do. And they were like, after that had already happened, they were like, oh, can I take that back? Because I'm going to untap with Targon's. So they wanted to have their runes tapped. That way they unlock all their runes from Targon's and still have access to Diana Legend. So this is essentially netting them 2 energy.
Yeah.
And I said, sure, because I can't do anything. And that ended up like winning them the game because the next turn we had a little scuffle, a little spell fight. And I ended up losing by like 1 energy.
Oh, gosh.
So that ended up actually costing the set. On top of an earlier like mistake in game 1, but that's neither here nor there. That one was just a mistake. But this time, this was game 3, so this ended up costing the set by losing this game. So I was like, okay, so we're not going to let people take things back.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the E match. This one was a little contentious. I kill a Scuttle Crab. He sees my full hand. He knows everything. I am tapped out. He has 7 runes. And he empowers his stupid cat, Steel Paw, and walks into my Lilia with a hidden smoke and mirrors, and I have a mask and base. So I play the smoke and mirrors. Everything resolves. It's 7-7. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't realize mask works that way. Can I take that back?" And I go, "No." So nothing. I have nothing that I could do differently. The opponent had full knowledge of everything on the board and still walked into this because of a rules gap in knowledge. Do you think that this is a valid time to take back or not?
No, it's not.
If
you see the entire board, if you have to know what every card does and how it works. If you're gonna be playing in like a competitive event that's worth cash, that if you're like was this late in the tournament?
Yeah.
If this was late in the tournament, you have to know.
This was the last match, essentially.
Okay, yeah, like if you're that late in the tournament, you're doing that well. If you don't know like a card that's been if you're playing Yi, I either assume you've been playing since set 1 and you just carry the deck on forever, or you're new and you realize the deck was really good and are playing it. Either way, one, if you are a person who knows the game and has been playing for a while, you know how Mask works, and you should know how Mask works. Or if you didn't know how it was, how it worked, then you just have to take it on the chin, and like that happened. Like, so no, I don't think letting that take back. Like, you didn't gain any new information, but you gained new information at the same time.
Well, you do gain new information. A judge would not allow that take back for its worth. This is a moment where a judge would not allow take back, mainly because we've gone through priority windows and yada yada yada.
People have made decisions. Yeah.
Exactly. People have made decisions. I have chosen to flip over the smoke and mirrors.
Oh, I guess the smoke and mirrors. Yes, that's true.
I have chosen a sprite as well to flip to. Like, I could have chosen another sprite that was on the other field, and I didn't do that. Right. So there is no time. No judge would allow a take back here. It is merely a question of like, would you as a person take it back? Because generally, I didn't really make decisions. I made decisions by the like laws of the game, but I didn't really make decisions. Those were all going to happen regardless.
Yeah. So
it was an interesting happenstance. My opponent was not too happy about it, but we eventually, it was fine by the end of it. He was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just takebacks are weird, especially in online events, but kind of just have to let it happen and then move on. But this top 8 actually had some interesting stuff. You have a Fiora in here. I think Fiora is still a pretty okay deck. I think it's a B tier right now. I still think it has some fun colors. It dies to purple, but if you can dodge purple, then hey, you never know. One of the other things I want to highlight here is we have a Nasus deck that snuck in to top 8.
Nasus isn't bad.
No, it's not. You have 2 Steel Paws. I guess obviously the Herons, 3 Watchers of Tasty Fayfolk, Sprite Queen.
It's a lot of 7-drops.
I know. Just ramping and getting up to that number.
They have 3 Herons, 3 Watchers. I don't know. It's not too many. It's just 9 7-drops. Usually the magic number for Nasus is 8, not 9.
And then you have obviously find your center to ramp and get up there. Breaches. It's all of your typical.
A singular breach, by the way. Yes. That's not breaches.
Okay. My what's it called? What word am I looking for here?
You're looking for breeches. Those are pants.
Oh, I have pants on. Thank you very much.
I don't know. We never panned the camera down that far.
Plurals. I'm struggling with my singulars and my plurals today.
Oh, I see. I see.
But there's one temporal breach in there, and then basically the rest is just your normal bellows, charms, defies, retreats, stupefies, disciplines, 1 premonition, a back off, and then just using pretty much bad battlefields, Vile Moths and Rockfall, and then you obviously have the Paper Tree, which is the hold to help with your rune economy there. And then the sideboard, you're seeing decrees here as well. Some Sprite Fountains to help if you need to go faster. And then
1 Vile Maw.
Yeah, 1 Vile Maw sitting in the side.
I like how they have Rakes and Barbaras. They're like, I just don't know which one I want, man. I don't know if I want Barbaras. I don't know if I want Rakes. I don't know what my gear destruction is.
That's funny. I didn't even think about that. That is funny. One's 4 energy without a rune or a power cost, and one's 3 energy with a power cost. So to each their own.
Rake is pretty much always better. I hate Barbara.
I think Rake is. Barbara's the Nasus sauce. Rake is just normal sauce.
Yeah.
Moving on to this was Convergence. This was 257. They got a 1 over their cap. What happened here? Anyways, top 8 consisted of 2 Kennens, which we had a Kennen mirror.
Up for finals.
Yes, they scooped. They didn't scoop, but they split, but they still played it out for stream.
Yep.
I remember one of them during the stream was just like, "Hey, you just kind of want to like," or one of them said, "I don't know if this is the right play, but I'm still gonna do it." Just kind of playing it out, having fun. I think they're both exhausted.
Yeah.
But the rest of top 8 was 3 Rengars, a Yi, and an Aurelia. Oh, I guess is it 3 Rengars? Yeah. A Yi, Aurelia, and then we have a Draven, which we'll take a look. This is the first Draven we've seen in
Does
top
it just
8.
show you random cards when you first pop in? Because I saw a Baron. I don't think there's a Baron in this list. Unless it's in the sideboard. Is there a Baron in the sideboard that it was showing you?
Yes, there is.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
it was all the way in the bottom. It was the very bottom card. But yeah.
He's got a red decree. Is he crazy? What is he putting that in for? That's crazy.
Calm. Well, yeah. What's a good like? You were about Ari and Sona.
It kills Stella.
That's true.
It's like the main thing. Like it kills Stella, can kill Irelia sometimes, maybe.
But I feel like there's so many easy ways to just not have them die.
Yeah, I don't know why we have Red Decree. I really hate Red Decree.
I think it's the worst decree of them all. But this one is interesting. You have 3 Evelyn entrancing, doing some face down shenanigans, and then both Pikes.
That's funny.
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like I don't know. They both obviously have their uses. You have a lot of hidden stuff in here. As I'm starting to look at this, you have a switcheroo.
Yeah, you get a ton of hiddens in this Draven deck.
This is basically a catch me if you can. I feel like you're doing a bunch of stuff. You have Tide Turner. So your hidden count is 3 Evelyn, 3 Tide Turner, both Pikes. Anything else you have, and then a switcheroo, and then you have nothing else on the side. So 10, I think. Can I count right? 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So lots of hidden stuff, and then just using a bunch of the good purple and red spells. You have Falling Stars, Rebuke, Ride the Winds.
Bringing back Rebukes. Rebuke has been out for a little bit. Now we're going back to Rebukes.
I think Rebuke is necessary these days with all of this. Like some of these cards are getting up to like really big might levels, and Rebuke can kind of take care of those. Can't be defied. So I think that's very good there. You have the Starspring Targon Zon, which is kind of typical for Draven right now, and then sideboard is the Brittle Steel. This card is just so good for red decks. I found it funny that they just said every single color needs to have its gear hate. Which I don't know if I like. I think it's fine. I don't know, because I feel like there should be a color or 2, maybe 3 colors that are okay. We're the gear hate colors, like yellow, green.
I think they should all have some bit of it. I liked it when Red was like, we do AoE gear hate. I'm like, that's interesting, because no other color can do that. So it's like, when you need AoE gear hate, we have the Thermo Beam, and like no other color can do that except that. But when you need singular gear hate, Red's really bad at that. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So now the fact that it's like, oh, we actually just have premium for both is kind of like, Brittle Steel is maybe not exactly premium, but it's pretty solid. I like it quite a bit.
It can still be flowed, which is obviously the flow cost is 2 more energy than its regular cost, but it's still doing a very powerful thing. They are playing the Thermo Beam in the side, obviously looking for those Azir matchups. Azir is just going to continue to get popular, I think. So Thermo Beam will just make it into sideboards for those matchups. Other than that, pretty standard sideboard. You have Boots, you have invert timelines, you have the Baron in the sideboard for some of those matchups where playing Baron just wins you the game, and then Ferris Forerunner to make it 2 if you need to go wide a little bit. But beyond that, nothing too stand out in this top 8. Going down, you have like some Kaisa, you have Ezreal. But there's a Kha'Zix in top 16. Kha'Zix, I think, is a fun deck right now. I do like Kha'Zix, but
good. I like Kha'Zix.
If you can't go Feyfolk and then Kha'Zix turn 2, kind of just the deck is a whole different deck and it's not as good.
Yeah.
But that was the marathon of last weekend that we had. Didn't realize how many events there were going into last weekend, and then trying to keep track of them all was kind of crazy. But moving on to this weekend, we obviously have Barcelona, the first RQ of Vendetta season coming up, and we have Milwaukee, which is the first showdown.
On American soil.
Well, that's not true. Gen G was.
Who cares what Gen G?
But
I forgot. That was in LA, right? That was in LA. Yeah.
But like the first big showdown of Vendetta season on American soil. So, Ghael, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What do you think are going to be standout decks? What do you think are surprise decks going into this weekend of competition?
I think people have forgotten about the Infinite a lot. I think the Infinite will surprise people. I think that's my dark horse. Is I believe that like a Lux or an Infinite like Renata or an Infinite whatever will appear in top 8 at Barcelona. I think people have mostly forgotten about that deck, and I think it's still pretty strong. So that's what I expect to see in top 8 is like what I said, 3 Kennens, 1 Lux, 1 Rengar, 1 Azir, 1 Irelia, 1 Diana. Is that 8?
Yeah.
Great. That's kind of what I expect to see in top 8 for Barcelona.
Yeah,
and the Lux is analog for any blue-yellow that's running the Infinite, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be Lux. It could be LeBlanc Infinite or whatever.
I think we will see one of these. The thing with Lux, obviously, you don't have the best of, so that would be interesting. So definitely could see more of a Renata playing it, or even a LeBlanc. I think I could hedge a bet that maybe the Renata best of is won by an Infinite. I definitely could see that happening. LeBlanc is interesting because you obviously have the Infinite, but you have Hook and you have this tempo variant that you've been cooking, and I know a few other people have been playing as well.
I think some of the LeBlanc lists in these events were running the tempo stuff.
Let's see if we can find one. Shall we? That's Azir. Oh gosh, I might have to scroll for a LeBlanc list. There were not many LeBlancs played in any of these tournaments. I will say.
Yeah, she's pretty low on the list. But I saw a few screenshots of the tempo list, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Here we go. The highest LeBlanc in Spire was...
This is Hook.
This is Hook. Okay. We're going to hunt for a...
That's also Hook.
That's Hook. That's... I find this LB Challenger TCG whatever. Okay, which one of these decks costs different amount? Okay, this is less.
That's still Hook.
That's still Hook. What the heck? Okay, maybe these were... I don't know. Well, that's...
I saw one, at least. There's at least one tempo somewhere that I don't remember.
Oh, this is $138. Is this still Hook? Oh, wait, okay, here we go. No, this isn't Hook.
Well, there's a Rift Herald. If it's not Hook, I'm really concerned.
Okay, well
this deck's just bad.
Whoa, yeah, hold on.
What is going on? We got a lot of things here. You've gone too far. You've started searching too much.
The cooking is a bit over the top with this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we won't have to look at that one anymore. But anyways, LeBlanc is interesting to me. Obviously, being a LeBlanc player, I'm excited to see how it performs. But yeah, I don't know. I think my top 8, I'm gonna say 4 Kennen. I think 4 Kennen, an Irelia. That's 5. An Azir, a Rengar. I'll go 2 Rengars. So 4 Kennen, 2 Rengars, an Azir, and Irelia. I think I'll hedge my bets there.
That's 7, isn't it?
No,
4, 2. Oh no, 4, 2, 1, 1. Okay, fair.
Math. We're trading card game players. We're good at that.
I'm with you.
But yeah, I think the Vendetta meta has just been so interesting because obviously you have it dominated by Kennen.
Kenny
G, our GOAT. But you also have like these other decks that are profiting off of Kennen being really good. I think there's a few like Rek'Sai isn't, sorry, not Rek'Sai. I don't know why I said Rek'Sai.
Like Rengar. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I meant to say. Rengar, I think, is profiting off of that. And you're seeing that, and you're seeing some other decks come out of the woodworks. I'm curious, one other thought. Do you think, besides Yi, are we going to see a lot of people on any other set 1 decks? I guess Yi, maybe Lux, Kaisa potentially. What of these out of best of rotation legends you think we're going to see shown at these events?
I think you'll only see Lux. I think that's the only other one that's good enough. Like Kaisa's okay. She's like fine, but she's not good enough to warrant playing. I think if you go with Lux, you're saying I can win the event with Lux, and I think that's a totally fair thing to say.
For sure.
But I also think like it's really easy to just play that same deck in a different color and have like higher EV, or like a different legend and have a higher EV. So that's why I'm pretty low on like people playing Lux, because I think if you just put the exact same cards into LeBlanc, it's like the exact same thing pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do that with Renata. You obviously, you can do anything you want with that.
Yeah,
are those
I like doing
the
it
only
in LeBlanc because
you can copy things?
You can copy Bird, and because she's hotter than Renata. That's better EV.
Also fair. You're not wrong.
Dude, that's the whole way you figure these things out, right? Like, why do you think Colin is playing a Kali, right?
Oh no, he said it to me at Gen Con. That's why.
It has nothing to do with play style, has nothing to do with colors and cards. It has everything to do with boobs.
Well, and higher EV.
It all comes down to boobs. I'm
saying those pay more is what we're trying to say.
And why do you think that they pay more?
I'm gonna let you answer
that. They're hotter. That's it. So when you choose your legend, you have to choose the hottest one, which is why I picked Lilia. Just because everyone else has bad taste.
Oh gosh.
Just because everyone else has bad taste does not mean that I was wrong.
Ghael's gonna get canceled for that one.
That's not cancelable. No, it's facts. It's true. Everyone agrees.
I don't know if a deer is hotter than a human.
Did you grow up with Neopets?
No.
That's our answer.
Well, okay. Maybe I did. Maybe we're only 3 years of age apart. So maybe I did and I just didn't know that it was a thing. I grew up with like Rescue Rangers, Paw Patrol, that type of stuff.
Paw Patrol is so late. I'm pretty sure Paw Patrol.
Okay, maybe Paw Patrol. I had foster sisters, so maybe
if you grew up with Paw Patrol, you grew up with Paw Patrol when you were like 13.
I don't know if I grew up with Paw Patrol technically. I think it was more my foster sisters who came in when I was that age. But that's off topic. Thank you everyone for listening. This is kind of a shorter episode. We appreciate you guys.
Wait, we keep vamping. We can keep talking about how hot Lilia is. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if we want to keep. I don't know if we want to keep talking.
I'm so glad you joined us today for episode 33. The outtakes where we talk about Lilia's flanks for the next 15 minutes will be only for our paid subscribers.
Yeah, so if like we have any of those.
You can find that in the link below.
Yeah,
anyway,
there's gonna be no link below.
Ghael wins, and this has been
Teddy.
And this has been episode 33.
See you guys.